All right, if you are pulling up a chair, come on in, make yourself comfortable. I am in the process of making sure that this live will go off without any additional delays. My goodness. My goodness. All right, just a moment. I do appreciate your patience, but come on in and have a seat. I hope you guys have your supplies ready. If you plan on crafting along with me, all right, there we go. I think we got it now. All right. Roberta, it was ridiculous. Come on in. All right. Hi, ladies. How are you? Thanks so much for joining. Listen, I'm not going to go into all of the details of the intricacies of why there was so many delays. Roberta, I owe you one. I thank you for your patience. Now, I am going to go ahead and get started because it's already 8:30 and it's late. All right. Now, without further ado and without any further delays, I want to welcome you to tonight's live. All right. Thank you for your patience. For those who are returning subscribers, you guys can watch anybody's content, but you find me worthy to consume what I put out here, and I appreciate it. For our new subscribers, because there's quite a few of you guys, I hope you find what you're looking for on this channel. I think you will. Otherwise, you wouldn't have subscribed. But if there's something you're looking for that you haven't quite seen, something more specific, drilled down into what I've already provided you guys with, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'm always open to suggestions. Now, listen, tonight's live, we are going to go through a plethora of things. I've got a few things lined up, things that have been cluttering up my desk because I have not had time to truly focus on them. If you saw my previous um, video, it was pertaining to the Nita's journal. So we'll go through some of the journal making that's getting ready to happen. I want to, one, thank you for coming back because it's late. Now, I hope you guys are all doing well. And if you're having a good day, put a sun in the comments section. Go ahead and put that in the chat. If you're having a good day, put a sun in the chat section. And feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Roberta, that's Maria. Maria, that's Roberta over there in the chat. And let's see. So before we get started, let me just take a look and see what you guys have, if there's anything that I missed in the chat. Okay, okay. A lemonade. Oh, well, I got a bottle of water. Okay. Well, and that ain't even cold. Sheesh. I thought I pulled a new. I have a fresh one. Okay. So the last video I showed you guys this. I showed you where. Now let me give you a little bit of backstory behind how this journal came about. So I had a family member who was retiring from their job, and they were having a get together for the coworkers that they've become close with on over the past 20 years. And so they had a gathering at the local Italian restaurant, which is actually owned by another family member, one of her children, to be specific. And on one of the tables, I think it was a gift table or a sign-in table, was a journal that I had created for her. She had asked me to make a journal. I didn't know what she wanted it for, but I had made her a journal that had 3 signatures in it and pockets and a couple of tucks, and not too complicated, but cute. And so she found that to be the perfect setting of use for that journal. And what she did was she allowed her guests to sign on the pages of the journal, um, sign their well wishes, memories that they might have had. And so that's something that she'll obviously look over in time to come. So another family member was at that gathering and they liked that journal. They wanted something a little different because I obviously are not going to be retiring, not for the next 20 years or at least 15. And so this is where this journal's coming in at. Now, I do plan on filling it with more less decorative pages, but I do plan on putting some additional elements in it. So here's what my thought was. And I know I'm being ambitious, but my thought is I would like to create some type of a folio that has windows in it. Now, I have no idea why I am so passionate about doing that when I can barely do the portfolio, the folio, excuse me. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to attempt it. And if worst case scenario, if I fumble it, I'll put some, I'll use it for something else. So that is what I'm working on now. On here, you see this book. I purchased this book. I want to say maybe a year ago offline. I can't remember the book site that I got it from, but if you guys have been on this channel for any length of time, you've heard me say a number of times that I love architecture. I'm not going to go sifting through this book because that's not what you're here for. And that's not why I pulled it out. But it has the most lovely architecture from the early 1900s. I believe early 1900s. It might be older. The architecture might be older than that. But I bought it so that I could use use the pages in a journal because that's how long it's been since I wanted to create a journal that was inspired by home architecture. Okay. So when I got finished constructing this out of the Amazon packaging box, I had some cardboard left on my table and I happened to be on the phone and I just was, monkeying around with the concept of a house journal. Okay. I've said I wanted to do it. I'm not quite sure how I want to execute it, but I do know I want it to really embody the essence of a home. And in the inside, it has home-like interiors. Interiors. Isn't that cute, y'all? Like it's a house. Anyway, so that's what I plan on doing. And I'm just reaching for some chapsticks, so don't mind my ashy arm. So that's what I plan on doing with this. Now, I may, if I have time, tinker with the cover of this. Actually, I want to tinker with the cover of this. And on the inside. I am going to find a way to incorporate this gorgeousness. Now, I'm still hesitant because I don't really want to tear up this book unless I could find another one. What am I going to save it for? It's not like I'm going to go out and buy a house, right? I mean, if I don't use it for my art, what am I? Anyways, okay, that's enough of me trying to talk myself into hoarding this. Because that's really what I'm doing. Am I the only one? Okay, so that is what this is going to look like. Now, let me show you something else that I wanted to add to this. This is, I've already thought this thing through. Now, I'm not going to, this is like the mock-up. This is the concept journal. My intention is to do a cute little something for myself or a gift for somebody or whatever. I don't know how it's going to come out. And then do a larger version. If I can execute this and pull it off, then I'll go to I'm going to do it. Okay. Now, before we move on, let me go check the chat. And I also want to pull out the other element that I want to add to the house journal. It may not be this one, though. All right. Let's see. Oh, great, Roberta. You've been watching Maria's videos. Awesome. Awesome. This is how we get community, folks. Each one share one, right? Okay. Yes, Maria, I do plan on, this has been an idea of mine for quite some time. Well, hello, Miss Cal, Crafty Butterfly. Now we have Maria and Roberta. So make sure you say hi to them. I see come on in and put a sun in. If you're doing well today, Cal, then put a sun in the chat, okay? All right. Now this, bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, here we go. Now, you know how Tim Holtz has all of his wonderful ephemera and journal accoutrements and all of that stuff. Well, you know, Hobby Lobby is really shifting all of the bigger name brand stuff out so they can pull in their stuff. Because every time I go to Hobby Lobby, there's less Tim Holtz. I haven't seen a Vicky Bouton or a Jane Davenport in I don't know how long. And they're pulling their things in that are inspired by those designers. So it's things like this that I would like to go into the larger journal. This here package was a package of ephemera made by Hobby Lobby. I want to say it's Paper Studio. And for a fraction of the cost of what this would have been if it was one of the big name brands. And it has all types of cute little home decor. Isn't that the cutest thing? Tell me that's not the cutest thing, guys. Okay, let me move along. Look at that. Is that, huh? Okay. I have been dying to do this for quite some time. So I'm going to make this work so that I can actually execute the larger one. Look at that wall art. Huh? Okay. The plate. Is that not? Okay, so you see that the inspiration, it's endless. This is like a wall. It's a wall, something or the other. There's one more in here. Look at that, like a quilt. How adorable. And then we've got some books. Like, I'm absolutely fascinated, and I can't wait. And I'm done ranting and raving about this. I'm not going to hold y'all here because y'all got better things to do besides listen to me fantasize about the next journal that I plan on putting together. Okay, so let's move that off to the side. And if we have time, we'll start working on the cover of that. Okay, but in the meantime, let's move on to what I'm hoping to work on tonight. One of the two things that I plan on working on tonight. Maria, does this look familiar? Yes, it's Kelly. Well, yeah, you could call her Kelly. And she's the owner of Crafty Butterfly, the resin artisan glassware and gifts. So Maria, you sent me a box of goodies, and inside of that box of goodies was these markers. These juicy markers. These Faber-Castell juicy markers. So I've used those in my art journal. I love them. I probably should go ahead and invest in a few more colors. And there, here they go. Now, yeah, the art box, right. It was quite a few other things in there. I think that was, yeah, I think that was the one you sent. I don't think this one was in it, but I have put this to good use. Thank you. And okay, so I do not have at the current moment, I do not have an art journal that I can work in. Now I can, because it's school, back to school time. I do recommend stocking up at least 6, because they're usually 2 for $1 around this time of the year. Getting around 6, 4 to 6, just putting it into your closet. And I do it every year. And I run out of them every year. Every year. And if I'm looking behind me on my shelf and I'm looking at all of the journals that I either have completed, have going, I've got one right here that I use for my ideas and concepts in YouTube and Patreon and keeping track of that. This has been on my desk for 2 years. And as you can see, it is loved and well used. Okay. Now, I covered that. I also have another one that I made and turned into more so a mixed media journal. I also have another one that I turned into like a ministry related journal, but I also left pages that were glued together so that I could, paint in it if I want to. And I did. I decorated it. I did a lot in it. So I highly recommend grabbing a few of these. If you are interested in seeing how I do that, if you don't want to go back through the playlist, because there's a 1 or 2 playlists, or if you'd like to see what I would do with it today, in today's time, let me know, and drop that in the chat, and I'll do my best to schedule it. Now, you've seen this one on the channel. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this is what this looked like. This was a mailer. This was a pamphlet that came from somewhere. It was some type of educational pamphlet. And it ended up, I just gessoed all of the pages, and it ended up becoming my art journal. I actually like this size because it is not so intimidating that I don't want, I don't have enough time to grab enough supplies to cover the pages of something like this. Now, there's not a lot of difference, but if you're getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you only have an hour and a half before you need to get the house ready, that extra 2, 8, 16 square inches, roughly 20 square inches, that's more than enough. That can take away your time, or it can just, what do you call it, discourage you from even starting. So I find that the smaller, and not too small, but the smaller the journal, the more welcoming it is for me to actually use it. So while this doesn't have as many pages as this, I can still accomplish the same thing, which is just to have a place to open up. So that is what I'm going to do today. It's going to take about 5-10 minutes to just slap some gesso on a couple of pages. I can't do it to all the pages at one time because they'll stick. So I'm just going to do a couple pages. And I really wanted to save it for this. I might leave this page as it is, and we'll see. We'll see. All right. And so that's what this is going to become, what this actually became. Okay. Does that make sense? Was that too much rambling, y'all? Let me know in the chat. Give me a sec. All right. Putting that up. Now, so that is one of the things that I want to work on. And then one last thing, while I have all of the wet stuff out, I'm going to go on ahead and do. And before we get started, I'm actually going to open up a couple of pieces of Happy Mail that ended up on my bookshelf that my mail sits in. When my son comes in, he puts the mail on the bookshelf, and a couple of these pieces keep falling behind the bookshelf, and along with bills. But luckily for me, all my bills I can look at online, So and I have notifications, alarms, I should say, from my calendar to let me know. But I can't see. I don't have a way of knowing what I'm missing if somebody sends me something that's small and slides behind. So I'm just got to be more cognizant of that. Anyways, so as I said, I'm going to be working on that new art journal. That art journal is just for me. That's something that in the morning time when after I get finished reading my devotional and I want to do some art real quick before I head into work. It's just a small spot. But I do like the concept and the idea of having some ready-made collage paper. Okay? Um, I think they kind of call it collage fodder. It's not really, I don't know if the word fodder is something that I want to use. Anyways, let me just move right along. So I'm showing you the difference. I pull these out because depending on what type of paint you have and the quality of paint, it's really going to determine whether or not you're going to use something shiny like this or whether you're going to use something that's a pretty primarily matte type of newspaperish paper. Okay. Now, not everybody on here is into watercolors in journal. We all have a variety of different mediums that we use. But I think we all have touched a canvas from time to time. One of the things that I have seen the greats do is incorporate what is coined as collage fodder in the mixed media and art journal and journal making community. They use that as parts of their underlayer in their mixed media large pieces for texture. So it may very well be underneath a couple of layers, or it may be in the forefront and become a part of something like a background. It's hard for me to explain, but just trust me when I say there's multiple uses for what it is that I'm getting ready to attempt to do tonight. So you'll see that in just a second, because it's not going to take me long to slap some gesso onto that magazine. This is a digital that I have printed from Felicia over Baking and Crafting Meats Patreon channel. I'm one of her members. And I don't know if it's the black and white, the pattern. It's definitely the black and white because I'm a fan of black and white. But I also like the pattern in the back. See that? So I'm not doing this on camera today, but it's definitely something that you'll see it again. You'll see it again. I love she's a great artist anyways. She's a multi-talented artist. Okay. Now, let me go ahead and open up this from Sonia. So Sonia, if you're watching this in replay or whenever you are watching this, thank you so much. Thank you for your patience and thanks for thinking of me. I wanted to just quickly share whatever we got going on in here. Now that I actually have it in my hands. Okay. Ooh. Is that Sonia's handwriting? Oh, you know what? Look at that. Oh, how pretty. Her way. Isn't that adorable? This texture. Okay, this is her ATC. Really? Okay, that is so lovely. Okay, now she participated in the ATC challenge over in Where Baking and Crafting Meets, which is Felicia's Facebook group. And then obviously Felicia has a channel. Hey fam, how have you been? Pretty good. This is from July, guys. This is how long it's been. I imagine here is I wanted to share to let you know I was thinking of you. I hope you and the family, hope the family is well, sending blessings your way. Ooh. Okay, and then this is a part of the index card challenge. Oh my goodness, I actually get to have it. How beautiful is that? I love the background. You see the honeycomb print. She's good with the vintage. The vintage distressed. It takes a lot for me to pull it all the way together. And then she's got the embossed index card. It's not. Yep, it's the index card. Wellness. And that was one of my challenges from 2 years ago. How in the world did she get the print? Did I see this video? Okay, so Sonia, this comes from Sonia of Artsy Solutions. And that's here on YouTube. So if you're not familiar, go ahead and check that channel out as well. How pretty is that? Oh, I have to send her a thank you. I'll have to make a thank you card. I do need to actually put together a couple of sets of those. And let me just take a quick look at the chat before I move on to the next piece of Happy Mail. Where is it? It's sitting right there. Oh, you guys have been busy over here. Okay, so it makes us think. Okay, perfect rambling. If there ever is such a thing called perfect rambling, I can do it. Okay. Uh, Push it. I'm an enabler. Okay, I don't go in Hobby Lobby like I used to, Roberta, but I definitely will slide in there if I got a good gift card. That's really the only time I'm going in there, or if I actually need something to complete a project or something that someone's requested me to. Junk Journal Junkie, thank you so much for stopping in. Hey Felicia. We got Felicia over Baking and Crafting Meats here as well. All right, guys, make sure you introduce yourselves and slide over, open up another tab if you can, and explore. Go check out Felicia's channel and hit subscribe so you can go back to it at a later date, as well as look a Junk Journal Junkie. I know I've seen you here before. I've been on yours. Do you have a channel, Junk Journal Junkie? Or are you a member, a subscriber? All right. And then I'm so glad that you're here, Felicia, because I'm not sure how long you've been in the chat for, but does this look familiar? As I was saying, hi, Shay. How are you? Thank you so much for stopping by. So there was about 4 envelopes behind the bookshelf, and these 2 were back there. I have no idea for how long. I'd like to know how you got this stuff to stick on, how you got the labels to stick on this this clear cellophane that I'm actually going to hold because I might need to use it. Okay, that's another conversation. No, I can throw it out. I can throw it out, girl. Okay, that's right, Miss D's channel. Have you seen or heard from Miss D? Anybody heard or seen from Miss D? How is she doing? I think I sent her an email. Oh, you wrapped it in cellophane, Felicia? Okay. Well, I have no cellophane. I bet you I'll try and reuse this because I was thinking I want to try and we'll talk about that if I haven't already. I've got some ideas for a journal. I'm going to incorporate a little bit of watercoloring into it. Not that I'm a pro, but ooh. So the cellophane came off, and this. Did you draw these flowers, Alicia? By hand? I need my glasses. This is when you know you're aging. Okay, moving right along. Let me carefully, strategically open this up because this is obviously going to be put to use. I hope everyone's having a good night, those who are just now joining. And if you're watching this in the replay, I will kindly ask that you, instead of putting a sun in the comment, put a moon. That's how I know it, where when you saw it. Okay. Oh, this was the one that you made inspired by the watercolor masterboard, Delisha. This is beautiful. What did you make it? What did you put it on? How is it sturdy? Find the beauty in every day. Yes. Wait, how did you do that? It looks so similar, but it's like another version of it. Okay, so what Felicia did, friends, it says, "Hey, Miss Pham, thank you so much for the happy mail." Oh, okay, yes, you're welcome, Felicia, and thank you for your patience while we recover this and other mail items from the doorway bookshelf. So a couple of months ago, I made a watercolor masterboard, chopped it up, and turned it into eight mini works of art, little ATC cards. I think that's what it was. I think it was ATC cards. And my Patreon members all received one of them. And of course, Delisha, being one of the OGs there, obviously received one. So hers, this is what hers looked like. So she took the imagery and she recreated it. She hand painted it herself. She's got the eye for it. This is, let me pull it up close so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Who had a short on yesterday? A short, not a shirt. Yeah, okay, so it's cardboard. Okay. Yes, Miss Shay, this is a community where we share amongst ourselves. Felicia, were you here when I pulled this out? I'm actually dying to do something with this. But I know y'all don't want to sit and watch me color because that's what I'm tempted to do. So we're going to move along to this. If you are interested in hand drawn digitals and art and the things like that, you can find that and more on her Where Baking and Crafting Meets Patreon channel. All right. And Crafty Butterfly, could you do me a favor and put your link to your Etsy shop in the chat? It may block you, but I might be able to see it and I'll copy and paste it. It won't block you. Sometimes it doesn't allow for external links to be posted in the chat if you're still here. Okay. So that was the last thing that I want to do. Now, let me just say this really quick. And then I'm gonna move along. So so I have in my hands a watercolor palette, a newly released watercolor palette, a bamboo watercolor palette by the company called Defiant Arts. Now, if you're not familiar with that brand and that name, it's because it's also known as the Thrifty Apprentice here on YouTube. So the Thrifty Apprentice is a channel here on YouTube, and I think the channel owner's name is Ken. And then he has a Patreon channel, and he does a lot of watercolor reviews and different medium reviews, markers and certain paints and things like that, but really in-depth reviews. And so I've been following him for quite some time. He does a lot of drawing, which I'm really trying to get into. And then he gives quite a bit of education on watercolor, the watercolor products when he does the demos in the review. So if you are looking to explore more in watercolor, I would suggest two channels, Art Alchemy and The Thrifty Apprentice. between the two of those, Maria gives her really honest opinion. If she don't like it, she's gonna say she don't like it, which I appreciate, and she'll say why she doesn't like a thing. And so she's not beholden to any company. Therefore, she can give an unbiased opinion of whatever she's gotten. So in here, I will be opening this up this week, and I will be sharing this on the channel. But I really wanted to support a small business, um, not a touchable or relatable, but you know, we all start from somewhere. And if someone believes in your product, your brand, your idea, your vision, then they're more apt and more they're encouraged to go ahead and support it. And I, for one, was encouraged to support it. And I actually wanted a couple watercolor palettes. So there we have it. Now, that aside, Kel, did you put your link in the chat like I just said? Are you being disobedient, ma'am? Ma'am. Okay. I'm going to put it in the chat myself. Now, first things first, we're going to go ahead and use some. I've got this handy art acrylic gesso. I'm actually going to go ahead and use this to lay out my on top of the desk so I don't have to clean up any mess. Okay? Because it'll get messy. Not that we're not used to it. It's just like who wanna be cleaning? Not me. All right. So we got that. Now let me say this. I just lost my train of thought that fast. Jesus help us all. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Okay, listen. If you don't mess around with gesso and you're getting ready to buy some because you need to prime your surfaces, do not double dip. Do not double dip. Either pour some out, scrape some onto something like this. But the moment that you put your paintbrush in here and it has something else on it and you contaminate this gesso, you are leaving yourself open to the risk of it molding. I had I'm and here I am, just a glutton for punishment. Now this is my ugly brush. You see a little rust there. Of course, I use it. I had a larger. It was a wider bottle and it was taller. And I'm just just in there with the paintbrush. I came back in there 2 weeks later. It was mold all up and through here. It wasn't that long. It was the rust had interacted with whatever is in here and it molded in here. And it was I was done. It's like I didn't want to use it. You don't know who's going to be touching your stuff. So from there, I learned don't play with the stuff now. So I'm just going to use this, pull off some, and put a little bit down on these pages. And the reason why I'm covering them, that the first thing obviously is because I don't want this ink coming through on whatever I work on. But I'm just prepping the page. I'm taking the time to prep the page so that when I really want to come in here and do something, that's not something that I have to do. I can just sit down with some scrap papers or some markers or some paint brushes and I can just do the thing. Sometimes God wakes me up at 4:46 in the morning and I'll lay in that bed and contemplate whether or not I should go back to sleep. I won't. But what I will do is I'll read my devotional or I might say a prayer. And then since nobody else is up, I'm telling you, it never fails. As soon as my feet touch the floor, I think everybody hears me start breathing louder and they all rise. Okay. My husband and my son, if the minute I'm about that, so I creep through this house in the morning time. I slither into the lovely lab so that I can get some quiet, creative time and process my emotions or my thoughts without somebody asking, what we're going to have for breakfast or dinner or whatever it is that they want. I don't want to talk to people in the morning. I'm just being honest with you. I don't. Sounds horrible, but there you have it. There's a side of me that the rest of the world didn't get to see. But you guys are special. All right, so that's really what I'm going to do to all the pages. I'll probably pop this back on and off as we go. I plan on being on here till 10:30. So if you are good with that, then we'll keep moving. So that's what we have. Let me just put this on another page here. It ain't even gonna matter, y'all. It ain't even gonna matter. A little bit of mess here. Okay. Yeah, nothing like that. Nothing like a good mess going. You ever have those days where you just want to get your hands in something that's going to either stain it or make it sticky? I have those days, and that's why I don't want to be bothered in the morning time, because I use the mornings to just start my day with like some stickiness. So I'm usually typing with paint or something like this on my hands at work. Well, but I work from home, so there we have that. Okay, so let me move this off to the side. It'll pop back up here periodically when I do another page. Now we want to get into, I'm going to check the chat in just a sec. The paints. Did I just rock y'all world when I did that? Did it move and shake the earth when I dropped this down on you? Well, thank you, Miss Shay. That is from, I think this mat I picked up from Tuesday morning when they were in existence. Is anybody else saddened and depressed by the fact that Tuesday morning folded? They had some of the best deals. And I just can't believe they couldn't sustain after the pandemic. Meanwhile, Hobby Lobby is still closed on Sundays. All right, let me check out the chat real quick. All right. Okay, so Roberta, it's not just me. Yeah, I felt like it felt like a gut punch. Let me tell you something. Whenever we would go on a weekend trip, me and the boys, I would always scour the Google Maps to see where the closest Tuesday morning was, and I was gonna hit it. They knew I was gonna hit it. Okay, like we could be at a race car event, a car meetup, whatever is, because we're usually out on the weekends doing the car stuff for Josh, right? Whatever it is that we're doing, please make sure that we've left enough time in the schedule for me to go stop off at a Tuesday morning. They never liked coming in. And you know what? I had no mercy. None at all. Y'all don't want to come in here and see all of this goodness? Sit out in that car and bake. Sit out there, drink your sodas, and keep that air on or not. But I'll be in here for at least 30 minutes. So when they closed, I was looking on that on Google Maps. I was like, I was scrolling it in. You know what I mean? I typed in Tuesday morning, and I didn't see none. All of the ones around me was like closed permanently, and I'm like, what? And I'm 45 minutes away from the closest one, and Tracy and Bill of Mindless Crafting was near the closest one to me, and they live about an hour and a half away from me. But they had a couple over by them, so I would go over there periodically. But when I saw that they had closed all of the ones in the Georgia Atlanta area, I started to scroll out to see if maybe they had some in Alabama or Tennessee. Like maybe it's just Georgia that couldn't keep it afloat. No, it was a done deal. All right, let me make sure I'm not missing nothing in here. Oh, Tuesday morning, yeah. Last year I bought a lot of their stuff on final clearance. What kind of stuff did you buy from their final clearance, Maria? Y'all, Kel and Felicia, y'all never been to Tuesday morning? And you call yourself a creative? Huh. Okay. All right. Hmm. All right. I'm going over to Crafty Butterfly. I'm gonna pull up Crafty Butterflies as soon as I can find her. Etsy shop and drop that in the chat. That's Crafty Butterfly 5, right, Cal? Got it. Okay, so clearly all of Shay, Miss Shay, Cal, and Thalicia, they were living under a rock. We will not hold this against them. We're not judging them. Um, we're not judging them on the channel. We're not going to publicly shame them. Okay. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take my cheap paints. I know I'm horrible. I'm taking my cute matte off as well because we don't want that destroyed. Now I will tell you this. This is a lifesaver. This is just a rubber matte. Is there that much of a delay on this channel? Or am I frozen? Hold on. Can y'all hear me okay? Because it looks like there's a delay. Okay, it's a serious delay here. Let me just make sure. Okay, that's me. It's just me. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so as you can see, this is a silicone mat. It's awesome. It's awesome and amazing because I can use this for like the wax melts, paints. It wipes up really good. Glue, clearly, we always playing with the glue. Now, what I want to do is I am going to cut this into manageable. I just want this to be a little bit more manageable. I don't want it this large. I need it to be able to fit into my paper storage envelopes, and they're roughly around 12 by 10 inches, I want to say. All right. I ain't gonna do too many. I might as well cut that in half. And this is thin paper, so it won't bulk up in your journals if that's what you want to use it for. All right, so to my side, I have the very inexpensive craft paints that you can get from Dollar General, all of the places we get cheap paints from, okay? You see me pull this out very often. I'm going to go to my go-to colors that I absolutely love, okay? And we're not going to do rhyme or reason. We're not doing that today. We're not decorating. What we're doing is, you'll see. If you haven't already figured that out. If you haven't determined that I will do something on the fly and fly by the seat of my pants before now, you're getting ready to find out. Okay? All right. Hope everybody's doing okay. Okay, let's move that off to the side. Now, I've got my water bucket here. Let me pull the tray. Oh, did I tell y'all why I have this on my desk? I have this. These are going to be the bricks that go on the house journal. I saved this because I'm going to cut these up into little bricks. Yes. Okay. And Felicia, I'll be able to use your brick stencil, girl. You know I have used it to death. The brick stencil. It's still in good shape by the grace of God. Okay. Because it has been used more times than I can count. I just love the bricks. Yeah. So I plan on putting, I got to cut these into small pieces. I ain't going to do the whole thing in brick, but I'm going to, do a little brick pattern here, there to give it that, that feel. You'll see. Follow along. You know, when you see the shape on the thumbnail, you'll know what I'm getting ready to get into. Okay. Now let's just go ahead and start on this collage paper because I have been rambling and now I've been procrastinating because I'm really dying to get into it. All right. So pulling up the tray. If you need to take a break, if you need to get yourself some water so you can stay hydrated, please feel free to do so. I don't want anyone to accuse me of being a horrible host. Okay? You may come to my home and you will be welcomed. You might not get any freshly baked goods, fresh out of the oven like you would if you were going to Thalicia or Kel's house. But I would offer you some Hostess donuts. I would offer you a glass of sweet tea because I'm in the South. Okay. So in that same vein, I'm saying if you need to, take a moment, a break to run to the ladies' room or men's room, or grab yourself a beverage to refresh yourself. Now is a good time. I'll allow for an intermission. We'll wait. Okay. We'll wait for 10 seconds. Okay, so on my desk, I have the tray. You ain't gonna miss nothing. Go ahead and do what you gotta do. Is the tray. I got some water in my bucket. Okay. I have no idea why the Sharpie is in here because I haven't. No, I'm not gonna be using that. I got my paintbrush. This just was up here from the tearing of the paper. I've got my additional palette. This is another silicone. You get the paint on it, you can wash it or you don't have to wash it right away. I've got some texture. This is the Vicky Bouton. I don't even know what it's called. I've got some other things that I could make texture with or mark make on this. In the same sense that you would with a jelly plate, this is kind of what we're doing, but we're just not creating all of the layers. Okay? We're not doing that because the paper is going to be the layer. All right, and I got this. I've got this, this is what we're working with. I'm just using stuff around the house, okay? This is how you get creative. You use what you got. Otherwise, you'll be in Hobby Lobby every day. Or looking for a Tuesday morning that doesn't exist anymore. How did they do this to us? Okay. Let's get it together, girl. Get your life together. Okay, let's start off with the one sheet. So I'm just going to... I think I want to do something like, oh gosh. Oh, have I not used this? I know I have. Yeah, most people would actually, let me get a smaller brush than that. Most people would actually have opened the cap up off of the bottle, the jar. But that seems a little too much like right. It seems like what people should be doing. And that is not going against the grain like I'm known to do. Okay. Got some paper there as well. Okay. I'm just using this to... I think I want to go with that's dark. It'll work as accent. Okay, let's go with some blue. I've used this blue so much. Let me shake it up a little bit. Shay, you said you painted on flyers. What was it for? Do tell. Oh, I just got something in the mail, and it's from a chocolate company. Somebody sent me something for my birthday, and it's probably Josh's godmother. Okay, so we just gonna use. We're not using that brush. We're gonna use this one that I damaged last week doing the same thing or something similar. All right, let's just go in here with some green. Now, do we need to have it all covered? We really don't. We don't. You can if you want to. Let's get this last little bit. All right, now, what? Now remember, this is not going to be art itself. We are going to use, this got stuff on it from the paint jar. I'm not concerned at all. This is what we will use. We will tear pieces of this. We'll store it once it's dry, and we'll tear pieces of this. Not in this stage. We got a little ways to go. We'll tear pieces of this for whatever we're going to be working on. So just stick with me. Stick with me. It's just been in the back of my mind for a minute. I'm probably going to do 2 pages like this, and then I'll move on to another set of colors. Cutting it close, ain't we? Now, if you don't like to get your hands dirty, and me doing this is problematic for you, you're gonna have issues for the next 10-15 minutes, because this is really where we're at right now. Okay, that's where we're at. Okay, so we just covered that, and there's not a major method to the madness, but there is a strategy there. Okay, little strategy, a little bit of strategy, not a whole lot. Is that? Well, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna do the second one. I probably need more paint. This happens when you don't cover your stuff up. There we go. Now, if you noticed, it's on one side, and then this is gross. It's a good thing this is not going on a canvas, because that's not cute. Just cheap paint. You just got to deal with it. I have some up in the top corner and then some down at the bottom corner, just to give it some balance. And then because I still have green paint on my brush, it's coming in through here. It's not a problem. Not a problem at all. And I believe these paints have been sitting, getting air exposed to them for a while. So you'll get the clumping, which is why I don't use the hole at the top, because I don't have time to be trying to open it up and all of the stuff. Hopefully that's the end of that. I think maybe the blue was the problematic color. Now, green is the last color that I'm going to use on this one, but it's not. I'm going to use it again on the next color, because I'm not going to clean my paintbrush. It's just going to still sit on my paintbrush. All right, I'm going to move this off to the side and so it can dry, and then we can move on. Move right along. Don't worry if you see stuff through the other side. Again, this is going to be torn up, so no one will see it. We really just want the color and to use it for the texture. Y'all should see my desk. It's ridiculous. Did I just put paint on my sewing machine? Okay, so now we still have green over here. I'm going to use green, and I think I want to do why not do green and purple? Sounds good. Sounds good to me. We'll make it work, boys and girls. mostly girls. All right, let's see. What's going on? What's tomorrow's quest? Okay, I'm missing a lot down here. Exactly what we doing now. Oh, you said this is what you were doing, Miss Shay? Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Well, I gotta go check your channel out then. I'm gonna tell you guys, listen. And Cal is in the chat. She's actually family, so she knows this is, it's no excuse. But you haven't seen much of me on the channel because I just finished my real estate broker's course. I do work full time. I have been working anywhere between 45 to 50 hours a week. Overtime, it's just that season. I work in the real estate and foreclosure market, and it's a bit much, especially right now. Anyways, and I just started school last week, so it's a lot. And my husband is out of town on work. He's been out of town for the last 3 months. He'll probably be back next week. So it's been me trying to take care of the house, take care of the boy, take care of um, work, school, real estate, all of the things. And I still want to have, I still got to be a family member. I mean, I still have extended family. And that's, it's so, and Cal will tell you, we normally talk all the time, but uh, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle. So I do appreciate your patience while I work through the scheduling deficiencies and interruptions and delays and so on and so forth. But that's it. This is life. And as much as I would love to be on here all the time, the reality is that I am not the master of my schedule. That thing is written before I even wake up. Now, the question is, will I adhere to what I needs to do? Oh, isn't that so cute? It looks real Eastery, doesn't it? Doesn't that look Easter-like? Okay. Take a look at the chat while I determine whether or not I want to pull out. No, I'm going to do the purple one more time and add that to another sheet with another color. Okay, and then we are going to go pull the previous or the first ones back. Well, actually, we'll add another page of gesso to the art journal, and then we'll go back to the first one. I know I'm all over the place, but I know y'all didn't think I was going to get on here and be like structured. You didn't come here for structure, did you? Not here, not to the Lovely Lab. Absolutely not. You're in the wrong place. I'll be the person to tell you. All right. All right, so back to the purple. We've got green on here. Don't even matter. Don't even matter. Let me just do a little bit here. All right, there we go. We got the purple and the green over there. We've got purple. I'm not going back to that baby blue, but we are going to try this one. Are we going to try that one? No, we're going to do purple and a darker green. I think we're going to do the darker green. Yeah, because I really don't want to. I got other colors over here. You think I've just had the 4 colors the way I'm waffling about? All right, let me take a look at the chat. All right, okay. Exactly what you're okay, I did it. I'll check my bird. It doesn't work. Okay, I'm rushing the plan. Sorry. Tomorrow's quest. Thank you. Tomorrow we'll look into it. Absolutely. Yes, you can always use your jelly plate. Did y'all see Talisha when she made a jelly plate on her channel? Did you had that on your channel, didn't you, Talisha? She actually made a jelly plate. It's not enough that she can bake and she can draw. You know what I mean? She just have to turn it up a notch and just show off and well, she also has her own product line. I'm just saying. You got to admire the ambition and the execution, and it's good product. Okay, I'm done. I'll plug what I can plug, especially if I believe in the product. All right, so here we go. Okay, we got enough of the purple. It's a little pale back there. Let me just add a little splash more. It's probably gonna take all day for it to dry, but we got time. All right, there we go. I just got finished saying, don't worry about it if it's not, you don't get full coverage. And I'm just terrified. Just terrified. All right, let's see what this green is going to give us. I put that on the paper towel like I was afraid of it messing up the mat. Now I'm afraid. Right. It was cute. All right. Is anybody else working on anything tonight? You guys got any crafty endeavors going on in your spaces? Oh, look at that. That's actually a pretty combo. I wouldn't have suggested it, but here we go. Roberta, are you done touring the country for now? How many miles have y'all tracked this year? All right, I'm gonna quiet this for a second, and I'm gonna grab the dryer so I can dry this and so we can keep moving, and y'all don't gotta wait for me as soon as I can find it. Oh, here it is. Ooh, it's a little chaotic over here. Can you hear now? Are we back? Okay, wonderful. I mean, I tried to spare you the of hearing the heat gun, but I'm afraid there's probably 2 minutes of me just doing my normal ramble. And I was just telling y'all my deepest darkest secret. I can't bring myself to repeat it. So unfortunately you just missed um me disclosing the most important aspect of who I am to you guys here on that live. Oh well, guess you guys will never know. I'll try not to turn that sound off again though. All right, that's it. All right, back over to the papers. And then it's 9:47. Let's see if I can. Well, it's going to take me all of three. It's going to take me 15 minutes just to get some good, make some leeway on these papers. But I really want to work a little bit on the house journal. Oh, it's so limited. When I get done here and I close up this live, I got a week's worth of homework to do. And I got to have it done by tomorrow night. So, but I'm going to give it all I can while I'm on this live. I just finished editing a video. Another video will be up tomorrow. So I am doing my very best to juggle it all, my good friends, my creative friends. Why? Because you deserve the best. All right. Wait, whose birthday's coming up? Happy early birthday, or is it when is your birthday, Roberta? When is your birthday? What day? Don't worry, the stalkers they won't come bombard you with gifts. I think it works the other way around. All right. So that leaves us with this for now. Now, I have this is what we brought this out for. Let me go ahead and cut this down so it can be a decent size. Okay. Now I do have a jelly plate for those who are wondering why won't she just use a jelly plate. This is an alternative way for those who do not have a jelly plate. You too can still have a beautiful art journal filled with textures, markings, and all of the things using items found right around your home. And until you're able to find the jelly plate that it took me a minute to determine whether I wanted the larger plate or the smaller little ones or I think it's 8 by 12 that I have right now. And after all that deliberating, I still should have I actually should have got the 12 by 12. I think it's 12 by 12. Is it 12 by 12 or is it larger? Okay, we're going to start on one, and then you'll get the gist of where I'm going with this thing. Okay, so because this is a light color, let me put down some protection here. Because this is a light color, we want to do a couple things here. I want to go with a dark. We can go with another light, but I'm going to bring some dark in here. Just a little bit. Bring that up for you. Let's swing this out. Oh, yes. Felicia, she can. Oh, the, 12 by 12. Okay. 8. Number 8. Okay. Got it. Okay. Did I already shake that up? Jesus, help us all. All right. So I'm going to cut this down as well. So I really don't even know how it's going to come out, but we shall see. I don't want it that big. Hello, sir. Will we be able to even see this paint because it's almost the same color as the... All right. Here we go. All right, let's spread that out a little bit. That's enough, you go. Sliding on through. Okay. So let's see what effect we can get with this. We're not looking for perfection. We just want a pattern. Okay? That's all we want. Threes work for me. I don't know about anybody else, but threes work for me. Now, I don't want to use that same pattern on this. What else do I got going on over here? This is why I like to have an acrylic, an art journal, because when I'm done with my paint, I don't wipe this up. I wipe it into a book. Okay, it gets wiped into a book. And now, and because I have this composition notebook off to the side, it's gonna have to get some of this extra paint in here because, oh yeah. Ooh, that paint is so pretty. All right, let me move this right along because we need to get to the crux of what we're trying to accomplish here. All right, so we got that color. I got to find a good white. I have white, but is it the white that I want? Is the question. We shall see. It's not looking promising though. Oh. All right. Does anybody have plans for Labor Day? I will, Kel. Josh. Auntie Kel sends her love. Anybody got plans for Labor Day? Anybody putting some dogs on the grill? Let me spread that out with something else. Now, this is some cheap white paint. Really cheap, mind you. Probably it'll be translucent white. Yeah, that's good enough. All right, I'm going to use that. I'm going to jump off from there. Move that over to there. And we'll do similar pattern here. Actually, we'll actually make a pattern here. My husband usually cooks, does the barbecuing for the holidays, and he ain't here. And Josh will not be getting any. I mean, unless there's a barbecue spot around here that that's gonna be open on Labor Day that I could pick us up, so some hamburger. He ain't getting it because that is not what I'm gonna spend my time doing. He know I love him, but that is his dad's bag. Okay, so we just use that one to create a pattern on here with that. And I'm going to add a couple to this, and then I'm going to switch it up to something else. Do it on the... Okay, odd numbers. Okay, inside. Then we have the blue here. And I can... Where is it at? That's not even getting... I'm not getting a good pattern with that. I didn't put enough of it in the paint. Wow, that I didn't put it in the paint the first time anyways. I guess I should have. I painted it on the last time. I got a little messy. Now this probably get covered up, so it don't even matter. I'm going to come back in here with a third color here, and it'll probably be the light green. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And then I'll do some type of we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Okay, Maria says, get a sketchbook from Hobby Lobby. It's the one I got in January. It takes mixed media like a champ, but especially acrylic. I'm using as we speak my new one for my oil class sketches. Maria, do you know there is a place nearby? Well, it's more like 45 minutes away. I have to wait till my husband get back. But they have oil painting classes on the... Well, they have them in the middle of the week, but they also have them on a weekend. And I was thinking, because they're not very expensive, and I know I could take it out of school, but I'm not trying to do another class, not this semester. I was thinking about, oh my, let me do an actual pattern. Signing myself up for one of those classes. And one, because I've heard you mention it and how much you love it. And I was thinking to myself, if oil paint is anything like working with the heavy body paints that I have gotten, and I picked up from Hobby Lobby a little while back. If it's anything like that, I completely get it. I completely and totally get it. And so I really need to master the art of the mediums that I currently have. That would be great. And then possibly move on to something else. But I am going to consider it probably during one of these in between the semesters, maybe, taking a couple of classes for a month, on the weekends or whatever. All right, so just adding another contrasting color and more pattern. That's all. And let me put some down at the bottom down here. And then I'm going to use the same color and come off the page some. Same color on another one. We'll see what it gives. We're not looking for any type of true artistic expression here. We are simply and only making this is starter work. That is light green. Let's go with a dark color on this one. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Oil paint. This is exactly what I did. Okay, you got it. Well, I'm gonna have to check your page out, your video out, Shay. Were you live when you did it? Oh, Roberta, you said your daughter and your grandson are coming over. How nice. You got to work Monday night, Alicia. That's unfortunate. I'll be working tomorrow. I might even work tonight when I get off this live. No, actually, I got homework to do. No, I can't. I'll probably go to work in the morning time, just do some overtime right here with my bonnet on. I'll be right here at. I'll be right here at home in the comfort of my own home, working on people's foreclosed properties with my bonnet on. Okay. Thank God for modern technology. A few years ago, that wouldn't have been possible. I also want to put these smaller circles on here. I like this one. Let me see if I can get the white. Yeah, this in, do this in white. I can't do too many lines. Maybe I can. I don't know if it matters. Yeah, who said I couldn't do two sets of dots? Which rule book was I reading out of that said that I had to have a certain number of dotted lines or the certain consistency? We make up our own rules. I forgot. Why y'all didn't remind me? Why didn't y'all remind me? Okay, now I'm going to go on to, this needs a bright pop of something. I'm going to switch up and I'm going to bring a third color in, and then this is going into my book, into my non-mixed media journal. It's a non-mixed media journal. Um, Maria, unfortunately. Yeah, we use what we got. That's what we're going to do. All right, I'm going to go with the smaller ones. Let me see if I got a third color that is, ooh, oh no, that's my favorite color. Is this the same one? Hold on a second. This one should have went in the garbage. It's cloudless. No, this isn't it. But I got another color. I think, ooh, that'll work. It probably won't, but we about to make it work, okay? You're a novice at this, Roberta. I just hop on into something. Hop on in, okay? Um, oh, geez. I'm reading your comment, Cal. Geez, she look at her, just spilling it on out. Mm-mm-mm. That's a bit much. We weren't looking for all of that. We won't possibly be using all of that in this cute little thingamabobby here. All right. I mean, I can make a good mess. I mean, if I have not shown y'all anything else on this channel, I have definitely shown you that if there is a mess to be made, I am your girl. Okay? Just DM me the time and the place, and I'll show up with all the chaos and the confusion. Okay? All right. So this was the last one that I wanted to do. That. Do I have a brush that is partially clean? Oh, that'll work. Yes, it will. All right, we just want to spread it out. That is a pretty whatever color it is. What is it called? Apricot. It's apricot. I haven't had an apricot in years. Actually, the last time I had an apricot was when Josh was a baby. You know when they make the baby food? That's the last time I had apricot in his baby food, jar food. All right. I have no idea how these colors is going to come together when they go into anything. And I really don't care. It's really not, we're not trying to plan it all out. You know, I'm gonna wake up one morning and see something in the magazine, and this will come together. I'll need this. I'll need exactly what I'm doing right now to bring the page together. Now I'm gonna try to clean that up. Let's get that out of the way. All right, and we are going to. Let me just clean this up. Okay. I need something else on this page here. And it cannot be this apricot. As much as I love it, that's not going to work for me today. I'm only cleaning it up off the side so I can have some place to put this paper down while I contemplate my next big move. The big move. I feel like I want to use that apricot in something else though. Let me wipe this up, my good friends. Give me a moment so I can give myself a little bit more space here. This is getting a little crowded. Let me just throw this into the journal. Yeah, so now using this technique, this little thing that Shay and I have done, I have 4 sheets. You do the same, and you can use any type of paper, onion skin. You know, if you got coffee dyed sheets there, you can use that as well. Whatever you got. Newspaper. The reason why I use the newspaper is because those mailers come in all the time. And it's just like, it's a waste. They end up going into the garbage, unfortunately. I'm just putting it into the another page, a book. But while I have all of the tools out, I can go ahead and, in one sitting, create a few sheets that I can use in future quick, fast, and hurry art journals. Because I have a couple of hours today. I'm not going to have a couple of hours throughout the week. But that has no bearings on whether or not I want to open up an art journal and document something, or actually play with some type of, try to bring an expression out or lay down an idea or a thought. And it's just a little easier when you have something already started. In the art journal pages, after I get finished gessoing them, I am going to anyways add paint to some of the pages just so that they're not white. That's another concept that I've come across. Just, adding color to the page so it's not so intimidating. Starting something from scratch is probably harder. It's not as hard to do, but for whatever reason in our minds we tell ourselves that it is, when it's really just a couple steps shy of what do you call it? Prepped something, prepped this, prepped that. Chefs do it. They don't prep their food because they're afraid to cook it. They prep it because they need the extra time. But we somehow or the other think that starting from scratch is there's a fear that should be associated with it. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use let's see if I can get just a little bit out. This is the last page, and then we're going to take a look at them. And it is 10:10, so I'm not going to hold you guys. If you're interested in hopping on tomorrow, let me know. I'll come on for maybe an hour tomorrow night. I'm not using this one. To work on the house journal. The house journal. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. Oh, we didn't use this one. You see that? I used this, and I used this, but I didn't use this. I'm not sure what difference this one's going to make, because it looks like this is more for the texture. Yeah, it's more for the texture. Well, we can see. I mean, what's it going to hurt for me to just check it out? Not much of a difference. It's cute. Now, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me before I even attempt to wrap this live up. I do not take for granted that y'all could be doing something else. Uh, y'all could be cleaning your houses. You could be getting Sunday dinner ready for tomorrow. You could be doing something else. You could be getting your Sunday clothes pressed out. That's what you could be doing. Okay. And frankly, I hope you did, because I don't want to hear it from you. I don't want to hear what your grandmother has to say if you walk up into the church house with the dress wrinkled. Just heathens. Heathens they are. Okay. I think we just about done here. I don't want to add too much to it. Just add a little bit down here. Anytime we do have to know how to edit. You know, you look in the mirror after you get finished doing all the bedazzling and jazzling up. Take one more look in that mirror. Did you really need that fifth necklace? You edit. This is the edit is about. I'm trying to create the edit process before I need to actually pull anything away, because you can't pull paint off, you know. Now, granted, this is not the masterpiece, so we ain't really got to worry about it, but I'm trying to make sure that I don't overdo it. And I also have enough substance to provide you with at the end here. And I'm not taking up too much of your time. So that being said, let me roll this up, roll that beautiful bean footage up, okay? And let me put this paint away. Ooh. Oh, that's pretty. I'm just scraping that paint into a page, a book. Gorgeous. Because that is another work of art. This is just going into my sink. So is this black one. Okay. We got all of that cleaned up. That is okay. See, now the way I'm cleaning up, I should be doing I should be vacuuming. I could be vacuuming, but it's late. That's the reason why I'm not vacuuming, because I wouldn't, that's not right. It's not right to, you know, to impose that type of noise, pollute the noise of the air in your household. Your family deserves better. So the reason why I'm not vacuuming is because I love my family, and I want them to have a peaceful night. Okay. And what better way to do that than to reserve the daytime for the noisiness? The noisiness belongs to the daytime. You don't do that at night. I know somebody who cleans at night. I'm not gonna call them by their name on this in the chat. They're in the chat. I'm not gonna out them. I won't do that. I'm just gonna say their name starts with a K. That's all I'm gonna say. Who among you? It could be any of you. Any of the viewers whose name starts with a K likes to clean at night. Not will clean at night. They like to clean at night. Okay. Okay, so here we go. This is what we got. Get that out of here. We've got a couple pages. We got 4 sheets here. Really cute pages. How we're going to use them, I don't know, but I do know where we'll be using them. Maybe not the house journal. Maybe not the house journal. But I think we did well. I think we really did good. I think I did what I set out to do. Now, really easily, I can take something like this. Let me move this orange because it's still a little wet. I can take something like this, tear it three different ways. Have a piece here, piece here, piece there, or paint behind it. And I've got a quick journal layout. Add a couple of girls on here. Draw some I said draw. Who do I think I am? I said draw. Now y'all know, Felicia, don't say nothing. Don't say a word. But you get the point. I can add a person, maybe a lady from the magazine, right? A lady from a magazine instead of drawing. Other people who have the ability to draw, they might draw. That would be me. But I would tear this. The colors might inspire me to do something different. Who knows? We don't know. And then I would take something like your acrylic pen. These are not Posca pens, but I am so mad that I did not buy the set that was on Amazon, and it was like 40% off. There was the primary colors. I'm not really fond of primary colors, but you really want white and black. For I think it might have been $14.99 or $11.99, and I did not get them. But they are the superior quality of acrylic markers, acrylic pens, if you're interested. Quite opaque. One of the most opaque. Anyways, so you take this, you tear it up, and add some paint to the background, or you can lay it down first and add paint on top of it, kind of blend it to the background. You can do what you want to do. Add your focal point. You can add your sentiment, whether it be in print, just using newspaper print and words from a magazine, or even a journal entry off to the side. It's up to you. Your art journal is your journal. Okay. I'm just giving you suggestions. Now, how do I use my art journal? I've shown you. Sometimes I'll write down how I feel for the day. I am pissed off. Okay. Something like that. No one's watching who's under 13. Okay. They can handle that word. Believe me. I write down how I feel, and then I layer on top of it. I just get that thing out. Yeah. And then I might even pray about it too. Most of the time I'm praying about it anyways. But or sometimes it might be something really, really good. Like I'm blessed. But then I don't want to really cover that up. So it's usually the thing that get covered up is the thing that I don't want nobody to see. The emotion that I'm not trying to bury. I'm trying to get it out, lay it out, and then move on and create something beautiful around it, on top of it. Let it serve as a foundation for beauty. Wow, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that is what we'll be seeing. I'll pop on. I might do a couple shorts or whatever, using some of these just so you can see how it comes, how I actually put it into practice. Okay, and with that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you have not already hit the thumbs up button, this is the time. Now, if it asks you to, once you hit that thumbs up button, if it asks you to donate $1,000 to my political campaign, don't worry about hitting the thumbs up button. If it doesn't do that, go on ahead and finish. Just finish hitting the thumbs up button. Okay. It should be free. But in the rare event that they may, allow me to run for president, I'm not going to hold you guys to hitting the thumbs up button if that's the outcome. That being said, hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope to see you guys on the channel. Thank you for your inspiration, your encouraging words, your time, and the community that you create with me. And until we are back together here on YouTube, my friends, stay encouraged, stay blessed, stay creative and crafting. Have a good night, y'all. Bye.